So in this video, we're going to talk about the principles of UX. So just to keep it super focused, I'll be talking about the most fundamental principles of user experience. So the first one is human-centered. In our previous video, we talked about the user centricity of UX. So it sort of goes in hand to hand with that law. So human-centered nature of UX is like the most fundamental principle of this discipline. You have to focus upon the people that whatever it is you are doing is intended for. You have to focus on the people you are building for. Whether you are doing a service or you are building a product or an organization structure or working out a new process, always think of the people and all the people. It shouldn't be that you just focus on a few or a sample, but you need to take a very holistic view and think about all the people who will be making use of whatever you are building. It's a service, it's a product, or an organizational structure. So if you take an example of an organizational structure, you won't be, if you are building out a collaboration process, right? You won't only think about your immediate team or the direct or the people who will be directly influenced by that process, be it design team or engineering, but you have to take a holistic view and think about all the people in the organization. Yeah, because sometimes if they may not be your directly influenced audience, they may be edge cases. So you need to think about everyone, not just a sample or the directly influenced. Then you have to find the right problem. So in find the right problem is the second principle of UX. In most cases, what our surveys and interviewers uncover, they're not problems, but they are symptoms of the problem. It is not incorrect to address the symptoms, right? It's like solving a symptom will definitely take away that symptom, but it is important to go for the fundamental root as well. So if you go for the symptom, that symptom may go away, but if the root cause is there, another symptom will be uncovered. It will show up. So it's very important to go for the fundamental root problem as well. And this can be done with the root cause analysis. So solve the root cause by asking why again and again. And then once you figure out that root problem, and it usually shows up after you have 5 whys, that's the 5 whys root cause analysis process. And if you find that problem and you build for that, the symptoms will naturally go away as well. So it's better and it's more efficient to go for that core problem. Last principle, or the most fundamental principle of UX, is think of everything as a system. So everything is interconnected, right? Solving the tiny pieces is kind of nice, but sometimes optimizing each of the small pieces gives an inferior result. So it's sort of solving for the symptoms. So if you can see a problem in its entirety, but if you choose to solve tiny pieces of that system, that optimization on a local level, optimization on the local does not mean global optimization. It may be giving an inferior result. So think about the big picture. What is the final result we care about? Always have the final state or whatever you are working on, whatever project you're working on in sight, because then you can make your decisions accordingly and think on that systematic level. And UX isn't always the most important component. Yeah. So maybe in a project you're working, UX is not important and functionality may be the most important. So if we take an example of a camera, for example, the camera is just a tool for the user to get to the real user experience, which is the experience of enjoying a movie or a photo. So nobody buys a camera for the camera itself, right? They buy the camera for the end result or the end state of buying that tool, which is taking a good picture. So no matter how good the camera is, how easily they got it, if the final user experience which they care about which is taking the picture is not good enough, they won't. It's no use that how accessible and how intuitive your tool is, right? So it is the end result that matters, and we should be focusing on making it easier for the user to get to the end result. That should be the focus. The end result is the only thing that the user cares about. We should also care about perfecting that, and every decision we make should make it easier for the user to reach to that end result or end state. We don't have to focus on too much on the details of the tool, like what the color of the tool would be. I mean, sure, they are good preferences, but they are not as important to the user as the final experience of taking an image. So it just needs to be usable and understandable. Usability and understandability of a product in the case of a camera in this instance is the preferred user experience for the user, and they should be prioritized. So the important thing is the real goal of the is the real goal of the people who use our products. And the only way we can build with this holistic nature, with this holistic mindset and holistic lens, is if we take everything and think of building everything as a system. Your the core user experience that the user cares about needs to be at the center of that system, and then you need to build all around it in a manner that it just becomes easier for the user to get to that core central user experience. So that is the third UX principle. These are the three core UX principles you need to be mindful of when building or working in this discipline. There are a lot more. You can search them on your own time, but these are the core ones which I wanted to share with you all. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.